One of stupid little stuff. Hello, is this working? Hello, hello, hello. Now, oh, I don't have a way to hear it. I've turned my sound off. That's why I can't hear it. I've killed every way to hear it. There we go. Okay, that should be working. There we go. Okay. Y'all. Okay, that should be working. There we go. Okay. All right, you want to turn the sound off? Yes, so I don't hear. All right, you want to turn the sound off? Yes, so I don't hear. All right, that should work. All right, that should work. Got it. All right, I think we're finally. I think young people put up with this. They just think this is normal. We've gone all this time with technology or with life, with machines, with a frying pan, and now everything's gone. There's no one should put up with this stuff. There's no excuse for it. There's we're it's de-evolution. So we destroy ourselves. Update to your videos. I know I've got to take those videos off. All right, whatever. There it is. And Elaine probably gave up and ran away. I don't blame her. I would too. So I'm going to delete. This won't make a lot of sense. I had problems with the first videos. If you're watching this, I've deleted those. It was a problem with, I think, an update with the iPhone, and actually there's been multiple. It's been a week. So I think there was one I did last week, but that didn't cause a problem. Maybe it was the second one. And the thing is, they need to stop doing updates. Make a machine that works. If it doesn't, when you want to do an update, trash your machine, start again. 5 years later, we can work with it. But these computer geeks have to keep their jobs. I'm trying to figure out how to open up. I just got these pens, and I want to use them. But usually you see a seal because they have a way. And I like using these to help protect some of my Florida, which I was going to share. All right, oh, so they sealed this like that. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, I don't even know what these are. Again, I'm just opening these, so we're all learning this. Oh, I hate rally cards. Come on, get out of it. Okay. All right, what do we got? Oh, these are all calligraphy pens. No, they're and you. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna draw. Let's see these work. I doubt Elaine will join us again, so we may be. When I was starting, I had everything set up. I was ready to go, and of course, I can only see part of the screen. You know, it's funny, all this technology. You'd think these folks like these websites would work more with the screen and all. The things they should fix, they don't fix. And I really do believe it's that young people just don't. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. It's just a brand new pen. It's obviously Japanese. I got these from Temu. I was looking for the pens I like, and I couldn't find them, so I saw these, and I just went with these. So I'll try them out. I like this line a lot. I was going to share some things I picked up, but no one's. I don't know if anybody's here. Stack of books here. Is that it? No, here it is. No, now I got. God. Picked up this. It's called Droodles by Roger Price. And what it is it's I guess is that um, it's a doodle, and then they give an explanation to what that droodle may be. As we just had Doodle Day, um, this kind of fits. So a square dog without legs, a building constructed from badly folded blueprints. Wow, as someone who worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of blueprints, I get that. Blueprints were what had me had bronchitis all throughout the 1990s. Oh my! Aerial view of the New Jersey Highway intersection on Jersey Turnpike. A $15 hamburger. Hey, that's funny. That is funny right there. A $15 hamburger. This was what, 1960 or something. Now today, they're all $15. It's funny. Oh, someone put their name in here. Yes, I bought this in Titusville. 1953. Imagine that. Today it's a normal thing, but Droodles. This cost me a big whopping quarter. I'd seen this before and wanted to pick it up, but I didn't. I like how the cover is. Look at this. Look at this. Guy stretches across. Get that spine right. His head doesn't quite get cut off. This is Simon and Schuster. Droodles. Anyway, very interesting. I think there was a TV show called Droodles. Let's go to another one of these, of the four, and try them out. How do you find these? Well, it's kind of like trying to find the ones I'd bought before from Temu. I couldn't find, the name didn't fit, and I couldn't get it to, I couldn't, and nothing came up. So maybe they come and go. Maybe they fall off the back of the lorry and they just, ooh, that's a big brush. I could use that yesterday on the big paper I was using. I was at an event, Pioneer Day over at Merritt Island. Whoopsie. Well, I'm giving him a little chin. Very, very large paper I worked on. Not actually, I'm sorry, it was not that large. Usually I work on much larger paper. I use smaller. I use this same paper, in fact. Oh, here, I could use it for this stuff. About to give him a hat. I don't think I posted all the pictures I drew last week because I was able to go Saturday and Sunday. Next week, I have no idea if I'm going to be live. Next Sunday, I'm definitely at a friend's memorial service. Yeah, that's a little too thick for me. If you're here, say hello. Also, if you're here and you like the drawing, I'll give it to you free. Which reminds me, I need to tell Paranormal, who's been here, that his drawing, my stepdaughter has his drawing over in Mount Airy. I think she took it to her job for him to pick up. I haven't even thought I should send him a message because we're not connected on Facebook. But a little busy. Oh, there we go. Hello there. How are you doing, Schwartist? I think you want to say what your real name is. I don't remember. Schwartist. Yes, I've seen some of your stuff. Now, do you do anything besides ballerina? Why ballerinas? Something that, it's like when I was at yesterday, the Pioneer Day thing. Everybody's dressed up, and people do all this cosplay stuff, but it's all this stupid comic book superhero stuff as compared to doing history. And so many were historically almost no young people unless they're under the age of about 7. And then you saw the parents or grandparents, I think, actually dressed up the young folks. But you saw almost nobody younger than 40 involved. That was not the case at one time. It is now. But it's a dying thing, just like newspapers are dying. I find it funny that this Washington Post is. Look, folks can say the Washington Post. Go buy the newspaper. There, that's easy. Don't go buy one. Go buy 100 of them. Give them some. But just saying, oh, this is all political thing. No, it's not. You just gotta go You gotta go support them. They can't. Hey, as an editorial cartoonist, I know it well. None of us have jobs anymore with political cartooning because people aren't buying the jobs to have the money to pay for people like me, or columnists, or writers. They had to cut somewhere. And what am I going to do with this guy? Yeah. So why the ballerina? Is there a reason? I mean, I'll tell you a reason why I'm drawing bunnies, because I like bunnies. They're fun to and kitties, and I like drawing critters. I had a lot of fun yesterday. I don't know if we're connected on Facebook or not, but I'll have to post. I did not post on the little whatever Facebooky thing they have here of my adventures yesterday, but post the artwork at least, which I also did on my artistic whimsy page a little earlier. It's really upsetting to me. I took a nap to be ready for this, and now I'm had all the problem with the sound. Yeah, if you want the drawing, just let me know. Flannery XK, Flannery, or Flamey X3. What does that mean? I have kitty curiosity, I call it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I hope that as I speak, something, either something you all write or something I think of, just plummets me into whatever. I guess I could have done a ballerina, couldn't I? Now that I think about it. But there used to be so many people who taught ballet and dance, and they're just. I had friends who taught it. I know some. I was mentioning that one time downtown Orlando, we not only had Arthur Murray, but we also had Fred Astaire dance studios. All those are gone. They're all long gone. It's a. So folks are having trouble relating to it, and I feel sad somebody relate to the superhero nonsense. I mean, they're fun to draw, but I don't think they quite relate to this either. As I say, I used to draw live, and people would gather up and watch and point, and talk. Not anymore. They don't understand it. If you don't do it on a computer, it doesn't make sense to them. Sad but true. Hello, I love drawing Aria the little angel bunny. So, but it's not an angel bunny as much as it's a ballet bunny, right? Because I see ballet drawing more than I see angel. Oh, X3 is a silly cat face. I plan on changing my username, though. X3 is a silly cat face. Okay. Well, I'm a big kitty person, even though I'm drawing a bunny. And I'm trying out these pens. I got them from Temu. The pens I like to use a lot. I think I have one over here. I was trying to find them on is that it? No. Is this the one I just used? No, it's another one. Yes, Temu's like these computer phones. They have things for a while and they go away and they do something different. I can't find the pen. I can't find them. So I found this, and I found some others here. I haven't opened. They're not the same. Are they the same? So I'm not sure what they are. They look the same. Have the same type of word. Yes, they are the same. I got 2 packs of the same thing. Good for me. Okay. Where am I? Well, good for you. I'm not familiar. I guess you're drawing somewhere. Flamey X3. Hey, if either of you all have websites, I know Shardist. I'm sorry, I'm turning it into a Jewish. Is your Ariel, the little angel bunny, Jewish? I'm just wondering. Shardist. But I know Shardist has a. I don't know if you have a Facebook page, but you have what's the thing that Facebook has that's like Twitter? I forget what it's called. But you can post that here. And so can you, Flannery? Flamey. I don't want to call you Flannery. Are you Irish perchance? Yeah, this is really nice. Okay, let's try another. I'm floored at how good some of these pens are. This is the last one I haven't tried. Ooh, that's really thick. And one thing I don't even know what he's doing. And Schwartist, I don't remember are you, I'm not sure what he's doing. For some reason, I have his coat open like he doesn't have a shirt on. I don't like that. I like clothes on critters. That's just me. That's why I like Schwartist does a lot of that. All the critters are clothed. No nudity here. No critter nudity. You don't have to hide your eyes. All right, so now I've changed this. So you don't have to. Yeah, I'm very conservative about things I do. And oh, it's this. Oh, this is the real calligraphy pen. Oh, of course. Oh, I had this yesterday at Merritt Island. This pen was out me. And that's why that was there. Okay. So what's the other pen I was using? No, that's too thin. So that's a nice little set. And Timu, it's called Osis Pigment Ink Calligraphy Pen XIUU. These are not like the ones I've used before from them. Or by, there was that, oh, I had not used this, I don't think. That's got a nice tip. Wow. I like that. Although I can be rather sarcastic, I like the drawing stuff. I do not be very hard-edged about anything. Even though I was a professional political cartoonist for a few decades, and could be too. I could go back to it. I'm just not in the spot. I just don't feel like dealing with that stuff anymore. You can't get it hired by a newspaper. They don't have the money. And if you want to do it for free, you can, but I'd rather do Florida history. Ooh, those are weird legs. Oh, make sure I make them long legs. That's one of my big mistakes. I keep forgetting proportion. Oh, but I don't have any social media other than YouTube. No, you have the, I don't, Play Me, you're saying. Okay. Schwartis does it. What the heck is the Facebook version of Twitter? Schwartis posts there, I know, at least. So I will be back. I just have to finally commit to changing my username. Well, you can leave it as it is. You don't want to change your username much. You lose the people that are following you because they don't know what it means. See, right now you may not have any followers. I don't know. I can't check, or I lose where I am. Make that a little thicker. Again, no pencils. I'm just making this up. I've given a bunny here. I'm going to give him some Oxfords here. Very small little feet, which is ridiculous. Now, I think Schwartz is a lady, I believe. Very soft style, very soft. Something I have trouble doing. Working as a political cartoonist alone, you have sharp, heavy lines like in here, or as a caricaturist, or doing comic strips or comic books. Yeah, the soft stuff works best for, of course, children's books, especially these days. Yeah, I just picked up a. Did I get that? No way. Where'd it go? Maybe I didn't pick it up. I thought I picked up a children's book. Pop. What's that? Maybe it fell out of my stuff. Could have. I'm pretty sure I picked one up. I got a whole bunch of books for a quarter each. Nobody's reading anymore, you see. So people are just dumping their books. We're basically going back in time. We're definitely de-accelerating in life. It's funny. I remember when I used to be able to get books for a quarter each. Since people aren't reading, they're going cheap. But I will be at the Antiquarian Book Fair this March 7th and 8th, and that's always a great time to figure out. What's happening is that people are still reading, but they're a very tiny part of our population, as basically the rest of our population becomes illiterate. Book fair is pretty neat because that's where it collects what's left of us who still do a lot of reading. It's so important to read. God, it's important. You want to find the dummies in the room? Find the ones who don't read. Now, what are we leaping for? The rabbit has an incredible pose. I agree. I can't change it. You can't change your username? Oh, then you leave it alone. All right. See you later, Schwartist. Of course, I've been trained to do animation and such. But wow, that was a bad paying career. It meant pretty much you had to go to California, which I did want to do then. I will not do now. Well, I'm basically semi-retired now. What are we reaching for? We talked about ballerinas and computers. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe some computer thing he's going after. If I get all those little changes with the computer, if I could just, if I was any good with that stuff, I'd get my website back and my old Facebook pages probably. I know how to navigate that, but I do not, and I don't have a brain for it. And Vladimir, yeah, keep your name. Keep your name. If you can't change it, don't worry about it. If you think it's good, if it's the thing is for folks to remember your name so they come back and look for you on YouTube. If you, I don't even know what you're doing here. I don't know if you're doing videos or juggling or what you might be doing, but if you got any kind of following, you best keep it. Somewhat because you never know what these computer companies are going to do, or they suddenly YouTube decides to go do. If you don't think of YouTube as a computer company, it is. All the stuff we're using here is all computers. They call streaming platforms and all that nonsense. It's a computer company, and thus they are unstable. You never know what's going to come next. I've been in a. And this was predicted, by the way, over a century ago that we'd see that unpredictability. Because to capitalism, they have to make money. To make money, they have to be unstable, so they are. Maybe this thing. I'm going to try. I've got. If you see, I've got two things going on here, perspective-wise. Let's see. What if I do that? Whew. But thank you all for being here. If you can click the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. You know, one of the things of the computer people these days, they don't like, they're not crazy about me much because I am hard-nosed. I'll tell you just like it is. I've always done it. I see no reason not to. If people have hurt feelings, tough. You get time to get stronger. Especially in this art world, you better be strong. You're going to be weak. You deserve what you get. It ain't easy. And there's no business. There's no reason. And I'm not sure what Schwartz is doing with what Schwartz is making. Again, I think that's a girl. I'm going to say she. Because she's doing a lot of art drawings. I see him over on the Threads. That's what Facebook has. Schwartz is over on Threads with the same handle, too, I believe. You go follow Schwartz over there. I'm going to start spitting, talking as if I'm talking Yiddish. Now, see, I'm doing too much of that. 4, 4, 4. Stop it. Of course, what's most interesting are 3. Everything should be in 3s. Of course, the fast way out. This is just to do quick. Bing, 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 bing. I'm doing 4s again. See how silly you just make a bunch of little spaces? Yeah, I've been in this for 47 years. I know a bunch. Yeah, computers are definitely the backward rung of everything. And if you're working on a book or doing anything, you're back with a computer, because just use Amazon. Don't try publishing it yourself. I have a meeting coming up on Thursday. I hope we're going to do some nifty things. And I've got my own books I'm working on. I really should try to ink what I'm doing here, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm doing a Valentine book that obviously won't be out in time for Valentine's Day. I found out I was 2 pages. That's how bad I am with this stuff. You got to be good with numbers. And you have a number in your name, so that's there you go. You have a number in your name, so you have a number 3, but before that's the X. The X has 4 ends, so 4, 3. But of course, X stands for 10. 4 times 10 is 40. Is that it? Are you 43? No, I'm kidding. Who else is here? Al. Oh, you changed your. Where's your logo, Tony? Go follow Alp Comics. Of course, you're not doing. You haven't. Are you doing any videos? I think you did some a long time ago. You haven't done any since. Let's work on that sometime. Let's get together when you're at a. Well, or when you're doing a show coming up, aren't you, Tony? I should come in there with a video, or grab your phone and just do a video of you all sitting there and talk a bit about what you're doing. You know what to do it live. You can edit if you wish. Yeah, we're Tony. I'm working with a friend, Leah, and we're looking at. I'm hoping to do this because we start talking, and well, what happened? Like the exchanges here, things come up. Well, actually, I can lower this, can I? There we go. Things came up, and turns out she knows one of the old pastors to one of the churches in the area. So I'm saying, good golly, can you? And she said she's wanting to interview him. And I said, well, you can write. Why don't you write a book? And let's get some history of our old churches around here. And I was at the Pioneer Day thing, talking to Roz Foster and Lucy there. And we're talking about the need of getting some of our churches recorded. So I'm hoping well, hopefully I get Leah to do this. And I'd love to see us do a whole bunch of old churches in the area, one of which would be Mount Zion, which I think Cynthia Graham was going to do, but it never happened. I came to find out that Cynthia Graham really isn't a writer. She just kind of takes photos and takes credit for writing something she didn't write. And you know that. I still respect Cynthia, and I need to call her because I want Paradise Park to be the swimming place, and we gotta start working on that. I don't want to make Stan McClain too mad because I want to see him force this. I think he will. I need to find a way to get with Tom Ropp about ShadowCon and other events. Yes, Geek Fest on March 29th. Oh, well, you know March 28th. Here's what's happening March 28th. March 28th is well, you know, I'm sure, because you're probably being asked to help out with it, is Marion County Days, which was supposed to be a historic event. I was telling folks about this yesterday, because here's Pioneer Day that's being, well, of course, it's put on by Sam's House. The counties involved, Brevard counties, they were all over the place. But so was Florida Trail and the Indian River Lagoon folks and so on and so forth. So, however, Brevard County has not taken the whole bloody thing over like Marion did. Because the Marion County Days are supposed to be so why is he reaching for this? It was supposed to be just a historic event celebrating Marion County, which basically Marion County folks, well, I know who's behind it. As you've heard me say before, the crooked realtor builder developers. I should have asked Flamey X3 where they are. I don't know. For all I know, they're in Florida. I know Schwartz is, and I think Schwartz said they were in Ohio or something. Oh, I'm just teasing you. I was teasing you. How we read things, X3 can mean so much more. I was actually kind of referring, if you're going to change your name, is to think about that. It's just something. It's just fun to look at stuff like that and see all the angles. Something could be. I love objective thinking. Tony knows that. I think he loved to hit me over the head sometimes. Like, I'm sure I wasn't overly kind. I'm glad you're going to that church, Tony. It's not my place, but. I'm glad, and I need to get out. I was so tired. I actually slept in this morning. Then I took another 3 hour plus a nap or rest or whatever just a little bit ago. Yesterday knocked me out. If you have energy to do things, do it now, because that energy will go away. Also, I walked almost 4 miles yesterday. And I didn't go much anywhere in that park. It's not a big park. Okay, I still don't know why he's reaching for this thing. And away on the other side of the coast, Florida, the U.S., whatever. Never been to Oregon or Washington, been to California. And I haven't been to Idaho? I don't know. We were doing my ex-wife and I were well, we were wife and I were traveling. We were doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was doing caricature gigs. I was going to one of our cartoons conventions. She was writing a story about the Bryce Canyon and all. Is that I don't know what state that's in. We're at Bryce and what's the other name? I don't know. We went to Grand Canyon. Went to all these places. Rocks and dirt. I don't understand it. Oh, my ex-wife got really, really furious at me because of what I was saying about those places, but they're not my kind of place either. And I'm just outspoken, which I would apologize for. It's just me. It's got me through to survive a lot of tragedy, quite frankly. Well, I hope your family goes back a ways and you can celebrate your family's history. It's so important. See, Tony and his father. Tony has come up because Tony's younger than 43 too, but he's followed his father along in maintaining a Mason Lodge here in Florida, and most young people his age would never have done that ever. So thank you, Tony, for continuing keeping that going. I want to support you. As I say, it's best I don't join, but if you need help with something, just let me know. I'm not that far away, though I admit, golly, I got a lot coming up. Oh, Angie Boynton's mother's memorial is next Saturday, and then on Sunday's memorial, I talked to Angie yesterday. I'm going to talk to her again tomorrow. I never. I think I explained. Her mother never liked me, and though she never even got really talked to me, or even know. Only way she could have known me was talking to Angie, and Angie is always speaking a little overly too highly of me. I don't know what it was. Well, I think I gave you a reason why I think her mother didn't like me. But when I was talking to Angie about going to the services, she kind of was not big about that, even though she's posted on Facebook for everyone to go. So I don't know what's going on because I know some of her family. I was supposed to be in the Villages for a political thing. My friend Edna Wales got real mad at me not being there last month, so maybe I will just go there. I don't want to cause any trouble. And Angie can't go because of her health issues. Fourth generation Floridian, and he's celebrating his family's history. We all should. We have to. Nobody else is going to do it. Let me tell you. Yeah, Judy. So the next day is Kirsten Angel's memorial service. I will be at that, and I'm sure Judy Delk will be there. Judy is Kirsten's aunt. I think I have that right. And that family's all over this area. Both sides of both sides. Both sides of Judy's family and both sides of Kirsten's family are all over the place. I've never really had Kirsten and I had a kind of she was hard to get along, not get along with. Well, in a sense, the way she acted, she was kind of hard to talk to, and we had she was just everybody had trouble with talking to her, and you had to kind of get past all that. I think my hyperactive ways didn't help. Why am I drawing all that for? Here, let's just finish this. Here's how you do it. I'm going to draw that. I was looking at some Mason lodges driving through Brevard yesterday. They're up and running. The one in Titusville, right there on US 1. I wish I had time to do everything. Next time I'm going to help. The North Brevard Historical Foundation is at July 4th. The Stars and Stripes Tea and Tour. They're going to do a tour. They're going to do a parade. It's terrible because I was just kind of halfway committing to a 4th of July thing the county's doing, which you may already know about because Carl Zalek was talking about Thursday. And so we were talking about it. And I was kind of saying I'd be part of it, but I didn't. But I am saying I'm going to be part of this. They're going to do a tea thing there at the Pritchard House in Titusville, so I'll go over there to help with that 3.5 hours away. She wants a bunch of declarations of independence and Constitution, so I'm going to get a hold of Karen Giroux over at Heritage in Tampa, and hopefully she can get me a bunch. And I'll see her before July 4th at the homeschool convention. Though I'm not actually that's solidly in yet. I'm going to be there. Pretty sure Keith's going to want me back. Though I've mended really, I was surprised. Randy Osborne and I have certainly mended fences here, surprisingly. Now I still don't know why he's jumping. Maybe it's a time machine thing. Maybe he's in a. I should show like a ballet thing going off here because we are going to try to do an event where all proceeds go to Arc Marion. Well, I would certainly have to say I wish you would have that money go to Champions for Champions since I did the logo. Oh, you're sixth generation? Oh, cool. Uh, well, but you're probably younger, so, but still, so you're in relation comparatively to Tony. You're basically you're a fifth side to Tony's fourth. You guys are nearly the same. Well, Flamey X3, I hope you please, if you have a chance to do some things about your family history, please do them. And that goes for you too, Tony. If you have anything you could do about family history, please do it. I will help you with that too. We got to sit down. I need you to kind of nail down what it is. I don't know how much I can draw, but I can certainly help you get it started. I'm trying to get this. I was working on, and Tony, I'm gonna have to move. I'm moving in the process. Actually, I've been working on it, moving again. So I've got that to upend me too coming again. So, but yeah, do all you can while you can. And maybe if I took more care of myself, I'd stop being this case of shoveling from here and there. Maybe if I didn't sell a house, I shouldn't have probably sold, but oh well. I don't know if I talked to you, Tony, but my old neighbor Phil said he was thinking I could probably have stayed there. He wishes I did. He doesn't like. He's not that he doesn't like. I think he doesn't like the new neighbors that are there. Okay, so what am I doing here? Let's make this a. I don't know what I'm going to make this. Yeah, if you didn't see Tony, I was in I was in an antique store in Brevard yesterday. I stopped at. Wow, I should have walked in there. That hurt my. But I stopped at Valentino's, which has been around since my father. Well, my father was no longer part of Eckerd's in 1980 when they opened, but he had started the Eckerd's down the hall, in the mall of the Searstown Mall. But you still if you're still watching. What you'll not believe what I just got for a quarter. I'm floored. I spent more than this when it first came out in the late '70s. I got this collection of Pogo, and I already have a copy of it, I believe. But it's a collection of two books. They used to come out thin paperbacks. This is only a quarter. That's ridiculous. I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I got it. Also, this is one of my favorite illustrators. Oh, it's just the cover. But this is Charles Gere. I first started loving his work when I was at elementary school. He illustrated a book, a number of children's books, especially the Miss Pickerel series. I don't think young people know Miss Pickerel anymore, but I love his work, and I have so many of his covers. When I was moving the first time, I basically, because of needing, I think you wouldn't remember this, but I was taking the book out, keeping the paper jacket, because that's all I really want. But I just love it. I love his. And in fact, some people were just comparing me again to Pogo, to Walt Kelly, oddly enough. But I think I see Charles Gere in my work. It's just kind of, he was just, pop, pop, look at that building. Look at that building. Look at that building. If you really look at it, there's nothing there. It's just splot, splot, splot. You got walls, splot, 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 and you do some windows, plop, 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 plop. And then you just paint it a little different color than the sky, and it stands out. Works. The con of artwork, or these trees are pop, 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 pop. The Bob Ross, what we now know as the Bob Ross method, or these pop, 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 pop. I understand Gear just chug-a-lug this stuff out by the carload, which is why his covers were everywhere, because he was doing it, and mostly to gothic romance novels, as this one happens to be. But he also did a ton of children's black and white illustrations. But I love his work. So tickled again. One quarter. One quarter. Ridiculous. Yeah. I know. I got a number of things. I got something for Elaine, who was here before the thing went off. But where did that book go? All right, so there must be some in the car. Oh, here it is. I got a bunch for a quarter. No Florida. I don't think I got any Florida history. Taylor Caldwell wrote it. Got a book I don't think I have on the 1968 convention. Whoops. The 1968 presidential which is partially Florida history, as the Republican convention was in Miami Beach. I have 10 tons of stuff from that convention, plus stuff from the 1972 Democrat and Republican conventions in Miami Beach. But I don't believe I have this book, and I think I dumped most of that when I moved the first time. That was a quarter. And I should not be adding any books, but I did. Oh boy, sorry. Not as stable as it usually is. It got unstable when the sound went screwy on me. Here it is. Oh no, there's a children's book I was thinking. I have a book about. I picked this up. This was one of the quarter books too. I wish they didn't have the stickers. Boy, these stickers destroy them. But it's almost crayon through it. But I don't care. I love these black and white illustrations. And you see me do it. And I need to get back to doing some gnomes and things like that again. I do it a lot here. But that little drawing there. And so it's all black. Then suddenly put the black in, all back in here. Big splashes of black. Wonderful little illustrations. I don't know when this is from. I didn't bother to look. I just nabbed it for a quarter. I would have spent $5 for this. You kidding me? I would have spent maybe more than that, but I shouldn't be buying any books. This is from 1928. 1928. I'm sorry it's got crayon in it, but I don't care. I love the little illustrations. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was quite a... It's over in Titusville, and I just thought I've often stopped there and picked up some nifty items, and that was one of them. I've over the years. Well, over the last couple of years, because I first found it when I was in the area. Yeah, I think last I'd been there was over a year ago. But Valentino's as... not my favorite Italian, but it's pretty darn good, especially for the price. It's very expensive. Are you going to be part of Marion County Days, Tony? I'm going to... last year I was with the Bridget Smith in that lot, the political one, but I think I'm going to keep myself open and help out with all... I was concerned my friends Kathy Bailey and Martha Ross were handling Friends of Silver Spring State Park all by themselves, and I think I even said to them last year, if I'm back this year, I want to give them a hand, because they were trying to do too much by themselves, and they're in their 80s now, and I'm getting concerned. They've dropped out of so much stuff, and I may be getting back, even though I won't. The Mason thing, you know the problem I have with the Mason. It's not I have a problem. It's just I want to volunteer for these groups, and that's the thing of it. And also the weekly meetings are a little bit of a trouble. But I want to get back with the Friends of Silver Spring State Park, and that came up because of a thing we did last Monday. A lady I met there, she was talking all about that, and she said, she made me think, golly, why am I not doing anything with them? I'm not doing anything for any environmental group now, much. Of course, I could be working on these books. That would be nice. I wonder what I'm drawing right now. It looks like he's escaping the electric chair. Maybe it's got a Bippy Boyer propeller. He's going to fly away in space. It's like a time machine thing. Doing a little H.G. Wells here, guys. For a quarter each, if I was still living at the house there I was in, I would have probably bought $100. So I guess I am learning some self-control at least. Oh, no, it's on my niece's... Oh, what is I want to do? Oh, that's right. You said your niece's birthday party. Well, I have written out a whole bunch of nursery rhymes involving Swampy, Florida, and I'd like to do. I wanted. I mean, I've got a basket over here full of it, all ready to go. I just I let, for example, I was doing. If you don't know, I was doing the Valentine book, and I thought I was going to get it done last week, until I found I was missing 2 pages. But it took me forever to figure it out because I'm just rotten with numbers and that and this and that. I was missing 2 bloody pages, so I had to go. I went looking for a Valentine story involving Florida history, which I found, which involves 1850 and the Seminole Indian Wars. So I wrote. I I started just researching the heck out of it to see. I want to make sure I understood what happened before and after. And I know it has to do with Fort Myers. And I know about what was going on then. It was significant because it was one of the places that we were shipping Seminoles out of the country to take them out west. It was a small, it wasn't the place. Tampa, of course, was the place. Fort Myers was the secondary place during the Third Seminole Indian War. So, but it's all about it's all about Jacob Summerlin and James B. McKay, which I find interesting. They weren't really a part of it at that moment when they created Fort Myers. Fort Myers was created, basically opened up around this time in 1850. Why it was called Fort Myers around the 14th of February was because General Twiggs' daughter was going to marry a brevet colonel, Myers. And as a wedding gift, he named the fort after the brevet colonel who was marrying his daughter. That's why it's called Fort Myers. That Myers, by the way, because I like to be on both sides of, see what happened before and after. Myers went on to do a whole ton of stuff, and then he had a kid who did even more stuff, especially later in World War I, and then in World War II. His later years, he died in the 1950s. Anyway, fascinating stuff. But anyway, I got into the whole research thing, and I've got everything together. I just got to get it done. Maybe this is on like a trawl. It's on wheels. Just Megan is up. Who cares? Like science fiction. Do anything you want. It doesn't matter. It's good if it looks like it might work. Here, I'll put a plug in here. Put a plug. Plug into the wall. 3-prong, of course. That's just ridiculous. But Tony, the thing is, you need to decide on one project and go, get it done. Confusing me because you mentioned this and this and this and this, and I tell you, you want to do some family history, just as flat. Oh, I was just about to mention the crayon. Yes, the crayon's all over in that book. I don't care for a quarter. And plus, I don't. It's the illustration work, and then otherwise that book would have thrown away. It's amazing that book has lasted since 1928, and no one has thrown it away. I'm sorry to say what happened to all my books when I moved. Apparently, all thrown away. But yeah, just decide on one thing. Of course, I got to get my stuff done. That looks really strange. So maybe there's some sort of machine mechanism. I hope so. I hope to be doing things for Friends of Silver Spring State Park, March 28th, and Bridget Smith, and also AFP is going to have a booth there. I really hope I don't have to go back to AFP because the more I've thought about it, just yesterday I thought about driving back. It's just really did take it out of me. I need to lose some weight, but it did take my car away. And it took Joyce Dowdle's car away. And I can't afford to lose another car. They're not going to give me credit for another car if I lose this car. But Cheryl Chaplot could use some help, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. Well, do you use Goodreads? Goodreads? I do. No relation between Buddy McKay, McKay, and James B. McKay. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I've got this flipped in my head. Buddy McKay was Mackay, and James B. McKay was Mccay. Yeah, but you're right, but there was a Mac, Mac. I just really want to do get this church thing with Leah going. So I hope she'll do it, but she might bottom out on me, and maybe you could. I was talking to Ross Foster, and I mean, of course, they've got churches all over Brevard. It's not just the thing about churches is the reason I want Leah to do this is because they're not hard. If you want to write a history of a city or a person, you've got so much to cover. Church is pretty easy. Has a beginning, has a current, and you just got to fill in some gaps. Not much changes once you get started. You just got to get the starting part done. Now, making it more complicated for Leah is that she's going to interview the preacher, who's 90 something. Yeah, Angie's mother was 90. I thought she was older. She was 90. Again, never nice to me. Well, Angie posted a picture. It looks way different. Her mother was 5 feet, 4 feet, 4'9". She was really short. I try to be so nice to her. I wasn't trying. I mean, she's Angie's mother. But it didn't matter. She still wasn't very nice to me. I guess that is a hesitation to go. I'll just go to the villages, go see Edna and the gang. Plus, we need to get Federated Women going here in Marion, and that will happen if I go. And Patricia will be there too, Patricia Schaefer. And we'll both Patricia and her husband and I will all be at Kirsten's. I find funny how many. Again, this is myopic view. This arrogant view. So many of the people who've joined the REC in the last year think they know everything about it. There's that New York lady who's now secretary. She just got involved with the group here in the last few months, and she acts like she knows everything that could be known about Kirsten Angel. Are you kidding me? I mean, I've known Kirsten for 20 years, and I don't know everything about her. At least, New Yorkers. And I'll sign it while I think about it. That's a good place to sign it. And get that date in there. 2 days after Reagan's birthday. Okay, thank you. Yes, and thank you for subscribing. You get thumbs up, I'd appreciate it too. But moreover, do consider doing something involving your family history. Even if you got to use little animals to do it or whatever, but get some family history written and noted because you're the only one who'll do it. And believe me, it'll be around a long time. It will be passed from family to family to family. You do something more obtuse, it may be around, but it also can easily disappear. Just things to think about. All right, thank you for being here. Take care. Bye. And thank Alp. Both okay. Yes. Goodreads is a great way to track what you're reading, how much you're reading. Because I forget. I read too much, and I forget what I read and what I haven't. Well, I saw this author fill up a car, covered by Gear. And it seems I never read Flip. I started reading it because I did stop for a moment, and this takes place in 1523, also known as Yesterday. I've never read Philip Carr. Oh, it's a book club edition. So this book would not be technically considered worth anything, but it's got a Charles Gere cover. I love to get these idiots who put these stickers on here. I think that book thing is the fellow who has it is someone who used to be at the same location a year ago, and he now seems to be gone. But he used to put stickers on things like that. 21st of what? As I say to everyone, a squeaky wheel disagrees with me. It should be true, but it is. I don't like how the calendar's set up in here. It's up and down instead of across. 29th, I'll be at Jeff Barstow's opening, and I'll be Edna Sumter, having put in here Kirsten Angel on the 16th. Oh, it's Huddle House with you should if you're off when we get together, you should come over and sit down. But I think you'll go crazy hearing John Horrig's the debate, the two-sided debate, and Marek is that night. Oh, the 20. That is no. 21st is here. These idiots in this calendar put the instead of putting 19, they put 20, 29. Oh, is that Pioneer? No, Pioneer Days is Pioneer Days is the 21st and 22nd. I'm I don't have a place to stay for Pioneer Days both days. The 19th, I'm sorry, the 20th is where I'm going to a meeting and try to revive the Pasco County Historical Society. I thought it was the 21st, so I said I couldn't be there for the 21st. So I'm kind of open. What's that? What's up? What's happening? You have a family tree. Good. Hope he does. Hope Flamey does too. You're right. That's the first thing Flamey could do. Start a family tree. I'm sure people do tend to be doing that these days. I hope they are. Actually, it doesn't look too terribly bad, but this doesn't look good. Yeah, maybe there's a dome here of some sort. I should try inking those 2 pages. I've got them laid out, but I have to go back over the writing. I was hoping to work on them yesterday, but that didn't happen. This is Charles Gearish. Lines that don't necessarily connect, but there's also the Neil Adams thing here. This is reaching out beyond. The idea of foreground, that arm should be smaller. That if I was penciling it, I would have done that right, but oh well. Uh, I really don't like doing children's birthday parties, even for pay. I'm pretty much saying no to all of them. It's one of the first things I canceled out of my about 20 years ago. I was 25, late 90s. I started saying no to children's parties. I just, I don't mind doing the homeschool convention because I know those children better, but public school children, I just don't. It's just me. I know I'm not. No, I'm no offense, but whose children's party? That looks like it is a good pen. Again, these cost me about $2 for the 4. I do like it. It's my first time using it. Oh, if you didn't see, I opened this package when I started. I need to get this to look like that. I really don't like doing children's parties. I just don't. And then it's not so much the children's parents. The last few I did for pay, and I remember one in Longwood, or near Winter Springs, I think, actually. They're just rude and condescending, and basically, I don't like being treated like a waiter. I know that I could go, Tony, I go right back to the caricature thing, start bringing in a ton of cash if I wanted to. I just can't stand it. I just don't have, my friend Teresa Farrington, I don't see how she does it. Especially pay per, well, they do these 2 people thing, and no, it's the person, it's the individual, even if they're a child. I don't mind doing happy animals. That would be different if you're talking about coming and doing happy animals. But even then, I still don't rather not do children's things specifically. If children are there, it was a year ago I did that thing for AFP, and there were a bunch of children there. That was over in Bellevue. That was a children's event. It was an adult event, but mostly children were involved. Yesterday I really like getting everybody involved these days. I'm not saying no, as long as it's happy animals. I'm not definitely not doing caricature. Artie Bairstow was talking to me about that because apparently my friend Mike Amston, the former county commissioner Mike Amston, was talking to Bairstow about getting me to draw caricatures. Bairstow's having a campaign opening on the 19th. So over at that new downtown Holiday Inn. And he talked to me last Monday about being there for that. I said, happy animals, fine. With Florida history, fine. I'm not going to sit and do caricature though. Not for free, certainly not. But even for money. I love what I did with Thad Altman when he was running for office there in Brevard County. I drew realistic illustrations. Well, that's what I said to Bearston. Now they remember, I'm going to draw who's your favorite animal? I'm going to draw more of a realistic illustrative Charles Gere type drawings of Florida animals. That's open to the public, by the way. Y'all can come to that. It's gonna be. I'm sure there'll be food and drink. I've got the detail. I don't know if I have all the details. I need to get them all from him. Told him I'd be there at least an hour in advance to be set up and ready to go. Yeah. Oh, your kids? That looks like a good pen. Yeah, I don't know how this would do out on that. It's just people just changed, Tony. It's just changed so much. I mean, just bluntly, they're just not very bright. The parents are dumb. That wasn't the case. I haven't changed. In fact, that's one of the complaints is I won't, I'm not bending with all this. I still feel I need something more here, but maybe that's good enough. Maybe if Missy Busby was here, she'd say, stop. I like when Busby's here, she tells me to stop. Sometimes. I wish she did all the time. Well, Florida animals, like yesterday I was teaching your little girl, if you saw the story about the little girl and the long, it wasn't just a little girl, it was like 4 or 5 little children, all under the age of 7. And then I wasn't even drawing for them, I was drawing for somebody else. We started talking about butterflies. And so I was quizzed them on the longleaf zebra longwing. That one little girl was so happy she knew what, I said, what animal is white with black stripes? Zebra. That's good. And she could have been more than 5. I don't even know if she was 5 years old. That was pretty impressive. Those are the kind of children I don't mind. If I was to do something for children, Tony, I do it for you. So if I do your special occasion, whatever it is. I've been asked. I've been offered to be paid, and I say no, 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 no. How's that? Does that look okay? Let's put a little motion in here. But yeah, call me and let's talk about it. Where, when, how long, and all. I'm not sure because that's right. I forgot. The other thing is Pioneer Days is going on, and I'm usually at Pioneer Days. I go back to Pioneer Days to the '80s. It's not run by the same people. I'm not really crazy about how it's being run, but I tend to go there for Florida history, but also the REC in Orange County is there, and the problem is the DEC is there, and they are kind of and it's a long story, but I don't like how that works. It's not right. It ain't right. I just don't have a place to stay. But I really would love to see you do something with your family history and find out more about it, start doing some research and who's who, was what, where's where. Your father would love it. And that would include some history of the Masons, which are generally, that history is hard to find in Florida about Masons. Since the beginning, end of the 1800s to present, very hard to find. I remember my friend Christine Moore is running for mayor of Apopka, and when we were working on a history book for Apopka, one of the things is the Mason Lodge there, on 441, and trying to get some history of it was pretty impossible. Even though the lodge is right there, I'm sure they have some history in there. We just could not get to it. It was one of the things that stalled out the project. All right, well, I spent way too much time on one drawing. Oh, look, it's 8:14. That's right. Feed it out. Well, there's one. Maybe I'll do another. Love the bowler hat. Yeah, call me tomorrow. I'm forgetting. I'm going to be done a lot of research and go back to 1700 in Ireland. Well, how about the Florida part though? The Florida part. That's the one. I mean, those. If you can find those records, I try to point, like my sister, point out. It's not hard the way things are set up to find out what. And I must say, when it comes to going back that far, you have to assume these are correct. Don't take it as we're not. That's not solid. And I explained to you why that is. But what you can get is what's happened since 1900 to present. You're not going to find that so easily, even though it should be a lot of it should be public record. And the thing is, you still have family members that are alive that can fill in these gaps. Your father alone. So you may have some other family members fill in those gaps. What's happened in the last 75 years with your family to present? That's that's not easy to do. I mean, that's easier to do now. It will not be done in the future. I can guarantee you. It's just how things are. Where we disassociate ourselves from our history. And I've lost the top of this pen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scoot. I'm glad you've done that research, but come back in a little bit and where was your family living? What were their addresses? If you have a family tree, hopefully all that's in there, and just fill it. Get some anecdotes. Those are my again. I want to do this Florida series. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and I just got to get one thing done. I thought it was all this Valentine's thing was going to be done and finished back in January, and here we are, and I've still got 2 pages to do, and then I'm aiming for Thursday to have it mostly done. If not, it won't be complete, but mostly done. And then I have a St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I want to get done because AJ Dowd would like that. AJ Dowd's election is in March. He's running for House there in District 80 and around. He's of course lives over around Mount Airy and Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. It's hard to find on the Patrick side. Most of his mom's side. He's from Ohio. His mother's side's from Ohio. My sister found out a bunch of family stuff. Apparently, there's some family strain that on my grandmother's side that somehow steps to Ohio. But the problem is my grandmother was adopted, and there's so she's got 2 different histories going on, and they found the original parents, which stem back to France, but my sisters worked on that. And I said, you keep doing that. I'm going to go do these other families, this other history, because they're going to town on. They've been going to town on that for 30 years. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scoot. Call me tomorrow, Tony. Thank you all for being here. If you get a chance, click the like button. And I'm all stuffed up for some reason. I'll talk to y'all later. Rob Smith here. Who knows? I may go live later this week. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Take care. Robert Smith calling. Bye.